So, I know I'm kind of a little bit late to this, and these preview pages have been up for almost a week, but I thought it was best to let my other videos get some spotlight, and then talk about these preview pages later. Because when they were first revealed during the FanFirst Friday, we kind of only saw the artwork. We didn't see the text bubbles or the sound effects or anything like that. It was mostly the artwork, and that was hard enough to go off with what we saw. But a couple of hours later, after the FanFirst Friday, or probably a day later, I think, we got some preview pages with dialogue. And in this video, I'm going to break it down and talk about them. So, special thanks to Morphe Legacy for having this up on their website for me to cover. I'll leave a link in the description down below if you want to check out this stuff for yourself. This will contain spoilers if you are sort of keeping in the dark about Power Rangers universe. So, click away while you can. In 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, let's talk about spoilers. So, we've got the main cover here, which looks like a really good cover, because I freaking love these covers. And we're going to be getting one for, like, each ranger, each colored ranger. So, that's really cool to see. And I love the rangers that are getting the spotlight, because a lot of these suits are some of my favorite ranger suits. So, you've got the Omega Rangers, Hyperforce, Turbo, MMPR, and Samurai. I like these suits, and you'll see more later down the line. So, let's bring up these preview pages. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, this might take a while to bring all these up, so I'll do a quick little cut.
A few moments later.
Alright, so we've got the preview pages up. So, these are really interesting. So, the first thing we have is the Morphe Knot. And like I said, my big theory is the Morphe Knot is going to turn into the Phantom Ranger later down the line. And what we've got is the A47 galaxy on planet 0117 in the distant past. So, for a lot of people thinking that the Phantom Ranger or the Morphe Knot's going to be Billy, you got to remember, this takes place millions of years ago in the past. So, let's scroll down and read. So, we've got the Phantom Ranger working with this dude here, and they're going through the Master Forge Arch, or the Super Duper Arch, whatever you want to call it. I forget what it's called, it's probably going to get named here. So, we've got this arch that's being a big role in the comic right now, so no doubt about it, it's going to tie into the story arc here. And then you've got the next page, which is an amazing 2-page spread, where you have the Morphe Knot entering the Morphin grid, you can say, and then the energy goes off the chart as he feels some sort of demonic presence, and then when he turns around, he sees Dark Spectre. So, that's really cool. So, you sort of see the looming force of Dark Spectre. Now, the one thing they teased during the FanFirst Friday is this is how Dark Spectre gets let out, or they sort of become aware of his presence, because Dark Spectre, trapped in another dimension, he's kind of like Satan, you can say. So, I kind of do like how we're exploring more of Dark Spectre's lore, because it was teased in Edge of Darkness, and if we're going to explore more of that, I'm totally fine. So, we get a giant explosion, and we don't know what happens to the Morphe Knot. My big theory is something happens in this explosion, and that's what turns him into the Phantom Ranger. And we probably won't see him that much in the comic. We'll probably see him like floating through this space area. That's about it. But I freaking love how we're going to explore sort of like the mystery and the lore of these characters. So, then we have our brand new character, Ori, who is just sitting around. And we get to see these interesting symbols on their chest, on their outfits. And a lot of people have pointed out they're very similar to the Die Ranger emblems they have. But people also notice that if you look carefully at their emblems that these brand new characters have, they kind of look like the Thunder Zords or the Die Ranger Zords. And one big mystery, or one big question I keep seeing in my comment section is, if these are the Die Rangers, how are they going to explain how they get their Zords? Or what Zords are they going to use? Are they going to use the Die Ranger Zords, the Thunder Zords? And we don't know at this point. I doubt we'll probably even get some Zord action in this comic, or not a lot of Zord action in this comic, and I have no idea what Zords we'll be getting when it comes to this comic. I'm curious what Zord we'll see, but we'll have to wait later down the line. And then we've got one last page. Now, this is the last one that we've got on Morphe Legacy that Boom Studios has put out, but the video where I talked about their names and how their names were revealed in that video, there was an interesting website that if you changed your VPN, you could see different preview pages depending on your location. And each one of these pages were very different. And I'm not going to cover them in this video, because I don't know how much trouble I would get in if I did that. But that's how I learnt about the characters' names when people tipped me off about the different previews. So these are very different. So what we've got is another urn, and once again that symbol, and it looks like this is going to be tied to the Morphin grid somehow with how they get their powers. And I am very curious how these characters are going to turn into the Die Ranger Rangers or the Squadron Rangers later down the line. That's going to be very interesting to see. But I do wonder if the Die Rangers are going to be the focus of this comic. Like, how much will they show up? How much of a role will they play? Will they morph at all? We have no idea. So I'm really hoping that the Die Rangers weren't teased for a small cameo. We actually get to see them playing a bigger role. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully this comic is going to have a good story that's going to keep me enticed to see every month as I cover it on the channel. But what do you guys think of these preview pages? What are your predictions for Power Rangers universe, and what do you think is going to happen? Tell me in the comment section down below. I love to hear your thoughts and opinions. With that said, I'm bringing this video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. With that said, I'm bringing this video to a close. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day or night. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Take care. Bye.